Hey there everyone, Sal here. As promised, here's the tutorial on how to add extra voice clips or other music to Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn. You're going to need a few things. One of these, of course, is going to be Paragon. We'll get to that in a bit. And as always, thank you for Thane98 for making this and the Exalt script editor as well. We're going to need that as well. So, you've got your Sound US file. That's the BRSAR file. That's pretty much the entire library of sound files. And then you also have the STRM folder, which contains a lot of external sound files, lots of music, stuff like that. The narrator is in here and all the voice clips for movies, stuff like that. You'll find the Lucia, Please Hold On from Mist in here, as well as Zelgius and Laurent, stuff like that. So I've opened the Sound US BRSAR file here, and we're going to do two things. Here you can see all 1009 different folders or external files, and currently I have found one, which I did through looking in the code, that I'm going to use. This is also where I put my Micaiah sounds, although I need to find a better spot for them. So if you're interested and you want to try this yourself, you can take a look, see what other folders it might be better to put these into, because the folder we're going to put it in today is used for the music slider. You've got three audio sliders in Radiant Dawn, one for music, one for sound effects, and the last one I can't really remember right now. But if you turn down the music, you won't be able to hear the voice clips in this case. So that's something that has to be worked on, but the entire process in principle works the same. It's just a matter of where we load in the file. I'll quickly make this a little bit bigger. So we've got here the FE10 sound/all file in group 164. You can see Unefly2, which is how I found this one because it's used in the prologue. You can see here audio 2 that links to Unefly2. Easy enough. Here you can see the two I have added. This is audio 12 and audio 13, Micaiah 1.
What should I do?
And I hope these are not too loud. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a few to these. Starting with a new audio file, and I've got one prepared. This one is in the BRSTM folder. And here at the very bottom, since I've currently got Tanith in the prologue, I'll use her. I've got one which is both taken from the Fire Emblem Heroes website, just downloaded, and they have to be in WAV file. So we've got Dead 1 and Skill 1. Dead, of course, is when she is defeated, and Skill is for when she activates. I'll quickly play this one.
By the Holy Guard!
Once again, I hope it's not too loud. So we'll take Skill 1 because we just want to make sure that when we select her, this one plays. Make sure it's an uncompressed .wav file, and you can check here if it has to loop. Doesn't in this case.
By the Holy Guard!
And the frequency and the tone, everything is in order. So we've got our 14th audio, and now we're going to add a data point. This data point is going to change. We'll have to add some stuff to it. And for starters, as we can see here, we have audio 12 Micaiah 1. We'll have to link it. So here we have audio 12. That's step 1. So we're linking audio 14 to this data point. Now we'll get back to this. Currently we're done here. We'll go to SE1 and then EVT, Un, and as you can see, this is where I was able to find the fly and sing sound effects for chapter 1, or rather for one prologue, and that's why I was able to link them here, put them here, just because I wanted to have a place that I could find. This isn't the best place. There's probably going to be a different place that actually links to the sound effects instead of the music, but other than that, it should be fine. As you can see, Fly 1, just bird flapping, and Micaiah 1.
What should I do?
So we're going to add a new sound effect here. New sound effect, and we're going to rename it, and it'll just be Tanith 1. Now, we have to find the sound file, and this is where we go to our label group 164. There we go, sound all. We can adjust the volume to 127, the current maximum. That's also something that probably has to be done. I noticed that the volume for the Micaiah clips were slightly lower than they should be. However, that's not really important right now. That's something that we can do in Audacity. This is mainly just for adding them. Here we can see our data point, and now this data point actually gets the correct name. The directory just takes it over. So if we click away, and then here you can see we have a play button.
By the Holy Guard!
Works just fine right now. There's one minor mistake, I believe, and that is changing the flag to a 0. Now, what I did do for the last Micaiah sounds is go back here, and it's such a shame that they don't stay bigger. However, now we have these numbers to copy over. Like all of these are the same. I just put these in for Micaiah as well. I don't know if it actually does anything, but for now I haven't had any problems. So we may as well just add these. And there we go. Once again, I don't know for sure if this is actually needed, but it hasn't caused any problems, so I think it's fine to do it anyways. We can save here because we've got this set up in the sound file, and we also have it in the Yun SE1. So we'll save, and that's pretty much done with Brawlbox. And we can close this. We'll go to Paragon, and I'll have to look it up because I can't really remember where it was. I believe it was the sound configurations. Yes. This in Paragon is where we add the files, or rather the directories, how we can find them in the sound data English file. This is a CMS file, and this is pretty much your the computer in the library that knows where everything is listed. If we don't add this here, then the script that we're going to write for this can't actually find the sound file that we just added, and then it just won't play. However, it's quite easy to add these. We just add, and we copy our Micaiah one, and we change the name, and that's pretty much it. So this would be Tanith 1, Tanith 1, and Tanith 1. These unknown values, I also don't know what they do, but once again, haven't found any issues with using these. These are just the same ones from other previous entries. So we've got this added. We'll save as well. And then we've got one last piece to add to the puzzle, and that is the actual code that plays the entire sequence. This is where you need the Exalt script editor. This is also made by Thane, and you need a specific version, sadly. I don't know, I believe I got mine personally, but there might be an update on GitHub by now. This one is for FE10, and I'll quickly go to Micaiah Low. Yeah, here we go. This is the unit select audio. Now, we're going to need to do a few things. This one is for Micaiah itself, and this one is for when she's low HP. As you can see here, we get unit max HP, get their HP, and with a few if statements, we actually are able to say if her health is above 50% in this case, or below 50% in this case, you play one of two clips. So we'll go and copy this. And we'll turn this into Tanith. Always be sure to use her internal name. And this is Tanith1. Now, we also need to add the set flag so that it doesn't play every single time. And we can also quickly add that to the register. Because if we go to played Micaiah low, we can find one extra entry. And that is just making sure that the flag that we set is able to be found. I'll be sure to post this in the Discord as well. Otherwise, it's quite easy to type. It's only a small piece of code. But this is mostly for if people want to do this themselves. I'll have to write a bigger tutorial on how to use the script editor. But for now, if you want to help with Daybreak, you can probably just get by using the codes that I provide once I'm ready to set this entire thing in motion. And it'll probably be a slightly expanded version of this, which will have its own written tutorial on how to adjust things for certain characters. But it's mostly just replacing names for the ones you need. We'll compile this, and now it's time to put all the pieces into motion. We'll add our scripts to the script files. We have our output here, which we can add to, that's the FE10 data file, which we add to the files. I made a mistake here. So we also have to add the sound file. And that will replace the .cms file. So now we should be in business. I forgot to mention this beforehand, but we need to use the latest version of Brawlbox for this. And once again, make sure that you have your wave file here in the STRM folder. Now, if all is well and good, we can launch the game.
By the Holy Guard!
There we go. Okay, so to summarize, in Brawlbox, you can open the sound_us BRSAR file. Yeah, make sure you have your wave files in the STRM folder. And for now, the place where I put them is in SE1 Yoon and then the location of the sound file. Also make sure to have the sound file be the group that you want this folder to correlate to. In this case, 164 group FE10 sound all. Make sure to set the flag to 0 and the sound data node, which we made in the bottom here, with 164 by adding your new audio and your new data point. Then, in the code, use this piece of code or this piece of code if you want to have it below half HP. And also be sure to put these into the register, but you can just write these in Notepad, and if I put them in, that should definitely work. As long as they work like this, you can just copy and paste them. Lastly, in Paragon, make sure to add your SFX sound configs and add them to the very bottom. Add a new entry and just copy and paste from one of the existing files. Then, once you've saved, make sure to put your extracted sound data English CMS file in the new files. Copy data as well. You can put those in the extracted data files folder. That will put the new English data CMS file in the sound folder. And of course, use your script to the Exalt editor to make a new script file and put that in the scripts file of your extracted game. That's it for now. I hope you've enjoyed. If there are any questions, please do join the Discord. I'll try to also have a written tutorial up in the end. But for now, even though it might have been a bit rambly, I hope you have a lot of fun with adding new audio to Radiant Dawn. Sal out.